Hey, what's up guys, this is Styles and I'm going to be casting a game between GG LastShadow, Spawny has a pink Terran, and Because of You Pro, Spawny has a green Terran. I don't think this is actually going to be the player itself isn't going to be Because of You Pros. It's actually going to be TSL Rain. I did get this replay off of GoToGamers.net and it did say it was going to be TSL Rain. So we'll just go with that. It's going to be a TVT on Shattered Temple. So this is going to be the MLG version, so these players cannot spawn close positions. And there are going to be neutral supply depots at the bottom of the ramp. Don't think those are like proxy supply depots for whatever reason or anything like that. And so yeah, it's going to be a TVT. I'm actually hoping this isn't going to be a Viking Siege Tank War, Siege Tank Viking Wars, because those are always the worst, to be honest. Like, I love casting and all that good stuff. I mean, I love casting back in Brood War, but I gotta admit, when I started watching Siege Tank Viking Wars in SD2, they were kind of drawn out and insanely boring. I mean, it's just a line of siege tanks staring at each other going like, what are you gonna do? And it looks like a really early investment guys are going down for, a refinery going down for LastShadow. And so this is probably gonna be for that really early factory so that you can get that gas up and probably drop down the factory as soon as the barracks are done finishing. But this is also gonna be, there's actually a trade-off for this in the fact that, as you can see, TSL range barracks is already 25, 22, 23 seconds in, and LastShadow's barracks is just going down. And even though this is only 25 seconds, you're probably thinking like, oh, it's just a marine. It's just like, it's not even a full marine in fact. What are you gonna do with it? Well, it's not the marine that's the problem. The problem is that your orbital command is gonna be so far behind compared to your opponents, 25 seconds in fact. And usually that means that's more energy that you didn't get with that orbital command that your opponent has. That's basically more energy that your opponent has to get those mules and everything like that. So we'll see if LastShadow is able to pull something out of his bag, or rather hat, or whatever the saying is, with this early refinery. Maybe he'll be able to drop down a really fast factory and get some early siege tanks, put on some pressure, or rather just get that really early factory and maybe get some Hellions out. Because if TSL Rain does go for a lot of Marines in the early game, then those Hellions can definitely cause a world of pain on TSL Rain. And yeah, like I said, the orbital command is like already finished for TSL Rain, but still going. LastShadow is still working on his orbital command, just finishing. Looks like both players are going for a barracks into factory play. Maybe we'll see a 1-on-1 starport coming out, and then they could go for like maybe Banshees or Banshee play or something. Banshee plays are actually a really good opening in Terran, especially if the other player is going for siege tanks, because he'll be focusing on Marines, but at the same time he won't be able to have as many Marines out as he would if he went for like a 3 barracks play. So, it'll definitely mean that the player won't be able to protect his siege tanks and his mineral line and his production facilities all at the same time if he doesn't have enough Marines, and if the Banshee player is going for like multi-pronged presses and all that good stuff. So it looks like there will be a Hellion coming out of this factory, and it looks like there's going to be a starport going down for GG LastShadow. It looks like the refinery is paying off in the fact that his tech is going to be way ahead of his opponents, and it also looks like TSL Rain is going to go for that starport as well. So there's going to be a 1-on-1 build versus a 1-1-1 build, or as Husky likes to call it, the Destiny Cloudfist build. I totally messed that up, my bad. But anyways, here we go. Looks like a tech lab going down for GG LastShadow. Whoa, I was like totally messing up. Like, who is this player? But anyways, looks like a tech lab going down. Will he lift this up? It looks like he is gonna go for Banshees. And oh, it looks like the same thing is coming out of Because of You Pros, aka TSL Rain. He did lift off that barracks and make a tech lab, but it looks like he's not gonna land the starport at all. In fact, he's just gonna go for a Viking. So he probably knows that there is going to be a starport coming out for starport coming out. Yeah, he did. It looks like he did see that the barracks and the factory were not on the tech lab. So he can pretty much guess that there is going to be a Banshee coming out. So that's why he is getting this Viking, so that he can counteract any sort of Banshee play. And now he's going to just transition into the command center, because he knows his opponent is going for that Banshee. So if he could just snipe it down with his Viking, there won't be that many problems to come for the rest of the game. Looks like GG LastShadow is also thinking the same thing, thinking that his Banshee will be able to keep his opponent in the base and therefore going for the CC as well. But it looks like the Viking and Banshee are going to cross paths, and the Viking is able to shoot down, going to be able to put some pressure on the Banshee, because the Banshee cannot shoot air. Only 2 Marines it looks like for LastShadow, so he won't be able to snipe that Viking anytime soon. but it will push the Viking away. But the Viking was also able to push the Banshee away. Now these players are just looking to expand off of this. And yeah, one siege tank out for TSL Rain. Looks like he's gonna be constantly producing those, and a medevac coming out. I'm wondering if GG LastShadow is gonna get a medevac anytime soon. It looks like he did get a Banshee, a Viking, so that he can shoot down the opponent Viking. And will he be able to get it? Yes, he will. Still be able to keep his Viking alive. So I mean, if he does go for the medevac right now, he can do a really good play with the Hellions, considering the fact that, well, it looks like TSL Rain doesn't have any Vikings on. He's gonna start just making his Vikings, so there aren't gonna be any Vikings to snipe GG LastShadow's medevac if he does go for it, but it doesn't look like he's actually gonna go for it. More Hellions coming out, and the blue flame coming out. Oh dude, I love that upgrade. After they changed that patch to make the blue flame actually blue, it looks so gorgeous. What is going on? Looks like there's gonna be a small push out, 2 siege tanks and about 10 marines, so, and a medevac. So we'll see if TSL Rain will be able to put on some pressure with this. These Hellions might be able to do a lot of damage on these marines, but it also depends on the fact whether or not these Hellions will be able to get past the siege fire. Looks like the bunker just going down for GG LastShadow. It looks like it's not going to be able to be salvaged in time, nor will it be able to put any marines or units inside of it. So it's going to be a pretty close battle. Marines marching up the ramp, but the Hellions making a perfect funnel for the Marines. The Marines being roasted and toasted by these Hellions. SCVs are going to be pulled off the line to make sure the siege tanks aren't going to be able to siege or anything like that. Getting a nice surround with these SCVs, but the SCVs should go back now. There's no need for them to be here, but Hellions do like no damage to siege tanks. So it looks like there's going to be no problem with that. Siege tanks preemptively sieging, being able to get some good shots off, but these Hellions aren't really doing that much damage to these siege tanks as it is. I mean, look, 3 Hellions doing absolutely nothing to the siege tank. It looks like Vikings are going to be engaging here. Wow, that was actually really weird. Look, for a second I thought this Viking was LastShadow's, and the Viking that fell was TSL Rain because of the positioning. But now using the Viking to get some really good sight in on the high ground. These aren't transferring SCVs. Actually, these are SCVs pulled off the line just in case siege tanks are being used. And it looks like he's able to get good range on this factory. That's another one thing that you have to be worried about in TVT, is that siege tanks might be able to get in range of your production facilities, and it looks like, oh, good surround by the SCVs, being able to take, most likely, yes, we'll be able to take out the siege tank. Allied siege tank putting on some splash damage onto allies, so there you go. And Viking going down for TSL Rain. I mean, there's just constant harass going on by TSL Rain. I'm not sure if GG LastShadow will be able to pull anything out of the bag right now. He lost so many SCVs. I mean, he's lost 13 SCVs throughout the entire game. So, I mean, yeah, TSL Rain definitely bringing on their pain with these siege tanks and marines. And it looks like, yeah, because of this push out, TSL Rain was able to get that his expansion up. I mean, GG LastShadow expansion just landing right now, so he really needs to catch up in this game right now. And another thing that is a problem right now is that GG LastShadow throughout this entire time, because he was not able to get that expansion, was dropping mules at his main, whereas most Terran players want to drop that on his natural. So it looks like siege tanks also sieging up again. Vikings also able to get some really good view. Marines dying. Ooh! I swear I love the animation. Body parts just flying everywhere. But here we go. A Marauder Marine and 2 siege tanks. 1 siege tank moving up, doing that slow push. Looks like GG LastShadow was trying to go for an expansion so that he can get catch back up the game. He's gonna have to cancel this. Is he gonna be able to cancel it in time? I do not know. Oh, he does not cancel that command center. Oh man, that's gonna be huge. It looks like there was trying to be a drop, but he did get 4 kills. I'm guessing it was with those initial Hellions or something like that, but nothing really grandiose, if I may. So, I mean, TSL Rain completely picking apart LastShadow right now. I mean, nothing is going towards LastShadow's favor. I mean, I guess he can land this Viking on top of the siege tank so that he could get some shots off. But right now, you know, the expansion has been locked down. This final push out by LastShadow is definitely going to be able to push away this oh man, losing that siege tank too. Wow, nothing is going in favor right now, and TSL Rain is again expanding off of this. So, I mean, it looks like he's just like trying to get the lead as much as he can. Units lost tab does show that the score is pretty even in this. GG LastShadow is just a little bit behind, but that's pretty much like not really that important right now. But oh no, getting a siege tank totally caught out of position by the Marauders. Not able to siege up in time, so it looks like what I said about the units lost tab being pretty even will be null and void. Actually, it looks like the siege tank will be able to pick apart these. Oh, great scan, be able to get the high ground, and the Marauders able to pick off that one siege tank. Will the siege tank be able to siege up in time? Looks like it won't be able to. Great Viking placement, able to get stay on top of that high ground. He's picking up these last Hellions because Hellions again won't do that much damage against these Marauders. Trying to get a surround with these SCVs, but it looks like it won't be enough. Despite being able to get a lot of SCV kills and picking up at the last minute, great little micro, pretty cute micro. They're able to keep that Viking alive, and a little bit of Marine Marauder micro will be able to keep these guys away from these SCVs. And GG from LastShadow. What a great play by TSO Raid throughout this entire game. I mean, amazing siege tank and a marine timing push. He was definitely able to keep LastShadow like in his base, not able to actually throw down that expansion for the longest time. And as soon as LastShadow threw down the expansion, TSL Raid just marched in with a couple marine marauders and a couple siege tanks and was able to pretty much lock that down. It honestly, to me, I think it just came down to the fact that GG LastShadow did go for that Banshee, and the Banshee itself was not able to do that much damage because TSL Rain was able to get that good scouting in, was able to get that good Viking out, and pretty much lock down that Banshee. That Banshee was a lot of gas and minerals put into it, and it did not pay out in the end. So it looks like, yeah, I mean, it looks like TSL Ray was just on top of his game, was able to see what GG LastShadow was doing, and then quickly counter it and put up a really good fight. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a 3-game match. So I'm gonna be going on to the next game. So yeah, peace.